Hey y'all, I wanted you to have a cute cat to look at while I tell you about the Republic reading that we're doing this week. So, this week, having finished our examination of the ethics of belief, the three texts that we've read, all of them have a similar theme of why Ziggy, is it so important to be careful with our beliefs? There's a moral consideration to what you believe. Believing just anything might be immoral. Right, Ziggy? Okay, so this reading is from Plato's Republic, Book 2. Now, Book 1, I don't know, did you ever see Terminator and Terminator 2? Terminator 2 is like, there's no point watching Terminator 1. All the good ideas in Terminator 1 are in Terminator 2, and it's even better that way. So it's like that. There's stuff in Book 1, but Book 2 is really good. So in Book 1, Thrasymachus argues that justice is actually bad for people. It's bad to be just. Justice makes you weaker. And in an obvious kind of way, right? Suppose, we take an example in like consumer ethics or something. I promise. Sorry. I promise if you give me $10, then I will give you a working, I don't know, how about a CD, compact disc? One that's not scratched. Okay, so if I'm unjust here and you're just, then I get to keep my CD and to keep your $10. Or I get to keep your $10 and part with not an unscratched working CD, but an unworking one, right? Being unjust is going to be good for me in this situation in a very straightforward way. So that's kind of the background of the challenge that we're seeing here. Socrates argues that justice is good for us. It is good to be just. After all, justice is something that a group of people need to cohere. Right? He considers like a band of robbers. Is there honor among thieves? That kind of question. And what he says is that if there's not this virtue even among them, right? If they're unjust to the people that they're robbing, but they're also unjust with each other, the group falls apart. It won't last. So justice is something that even thieves need. Even unscrupulous people need this virtue to stay as strong as they actually are. So that's the argument. Virtues are things that make us stronger, and some virtues regarding other people in our lives, right? What we need is qualities that make us stronger as a group. All right. So, what you're reading this week, Glaucon and Adamantus are playing the devil's advocate. They're saying, Socrates, I don't feel like you did a good enough job. I want you to really, really show us why it's good to be good. And they come up with some really powerful objections. Glaucon begins giving us he begins by breaking down good things, desirable things, into three qualities, three kinds. Well, let's take the fundamental distinction. There's those things that are desirable for themselves and those things that are desirable for what they get you. Some are neither. We'd say those aren't desirable at all, right? I don't know. A bad headache. It's not desirable in itself, and it's not desirable for what it gets you in terms of, ability to focus or whatever. All right, so where do we put justice? Is justice good in itself? Or is justice good for what it gets you? Now, some things are both. Health is good in itself. It's also good for what it gets you, right? Being healthy gets you more life, gets you more pleasure, gets you less pain. It's good for the things that it does for you, but it's also good all by itself. What do we say about justice? Glaucon says he's worried and he needs Socrates to show us why being good is desirable all by itself. It's not good enough for being good, for justice to be good just because of what it gets you, like money. Money is not desirable at all in itself. It's only desirable for what it gets you. What about justice, right? If you want to be a just person, right? Being a just person, the kind of person who gives to people what they're owed, why is it good? How can we make the argument that it's good to be good? Now, maybe we're thinking this is where we need a divine judge, right? A judgment after our lives, so that, even if we're living scoundrelously here, if we're living scoundrelously here on Earth and ripping people off, then that's not going to be good for us in the long run, the very long run, in an afterlife. Adeimantus brings this up, Glaucon's brother. It says, religion doesn't make this any better. I'll leave it to you to piece together the arguments. We're going to do a discussion board. I'd love it for you to try to kind of reconstruct the arguments that you think are the strongest and ask, what is the way out of this? So this challenge sets us up to try to go looking. I mean, this is what Glaucon and Adeimantus are after themselves. These challenges to the idea that it's good to be good are going to really set us up to, when we're looking at morality, we want to see the theories and see what they offer us in terms of not just giving a kind of adequate understanding of what's right and what's wrong, but do they also tell us why we should be good? Why it matters that we're good people. All right. I'll leave it there. Say bye, Ziggy. Love y'all. Stay safe. Let me know if there's anything I can do for you.